sitting in the parking lot here in my favorite park in the universe, next to my car, next to my Mrgrrr license plate. The first video I made today was about a sign. Today, I made a second sign. This one is not going in my front yard. This one is going into the workplace when I return to work after my brief vacation. Now, I was not going to make a video about this because I don't need to make a video about dang everything that I do in my life. That's not a good idea. Some things are private, some things are meant to be quiet and not loud, but I need to say with truth in my heart that the first video that I made today was freaking terrible. I mean, excuses. I have excuses. I swam for 75 minutes at the Y today. I was dehydrated. I was doing exercise in the sun. My brain was kind of half-baked. Oh, someone here is making the world a better place. In a room full of mirrors, we can only see who we really are. Can't lie to the reflection looking back. Accept our goods and bads. We are who we are. Only we have to live with ourselves. Only we are the reflection looking back. It's kind of interesting that I have the camera in bizarro mode. Everything that I record is going to be backwards, like it's looking in the mirror. So I think that's kind of relevant. So I am going to go sit on my rock and atone for a terrible, terrible video that I shot today. If you want to get better at something, you got to embrace your shortcomings. When you fumble the ball in football, you know, the teams, oh, there's a burpee. I'm going to do a burpee by my rock here. But I don't want ants to get on my nice ivory soap sign. So set this down. Burpee. So I'm going to sit on my rock and look at my ivory soap sign. I went into the FedEx establishment today in Appleton, Wisconsin, and was looking for my main man, Dave. Sadly, Dave has been off and will be off for a couple of weeks. Now, the lady behind the counter, Beth, couldn't say why Dave was off work, but in my heart of hearts, I'm hoping that Dave might be experiencing the wonder of paternity leave. That notion excites me. Dave Jr. running around, making the world a better place with his beard. That sounds fantastic to me. But when I was talking to Beth, the employee that was working in lieu of my buddy Dave, who has an amazing mustache and beard, it was an interesting conversation. There was also another employee in the store. I didn't catch her name, but I will next time. She seemed a little shy, and I didn't want to be too upfront and in her face, but she loves board games. She told me that her favorite board game was the Avalon Hill version of Dune from like 1,000 years ago. And I was tempted to ask her if she's played the new Dune, the one that my brother and my friends have played in my basement a couple times now. But one of the things that I did with Project Launchavar was to remove fear from myself and remove embarrassment from myself. Those are things that just do not apply to me anymore. And those things still apply to people that I love and care about. It's very important to me to check myself so that my recklessness, my ambitions, my dreams, my ideas, my words do not strike fear and embarrassment into the people that I care about the most. It's kind of what being a rock is. You got to be strong. You need to be a foundation. So I'm going to use this sign in perhaps a vain attempt to try to clean up some of the toxicity that's going on at my workplace. And I need to have my words ready for that. I have to have my speaking ready for that. It's got to be dialed in because it's going to be a lot of them against me. And one of the first things that I'm going to talk about, I think, in my crusade to try to make a little corner of the world better is that if you swim against the current, you don't really go far, and sometimes you just go backwards. But swimming against the current makes you ridiculously strong. Ridiculously strong. Now, what am I going to do with that strength? That's the question.